G-Floor graphic products are frequently used in high traffic areas, so floor preparation is especially important before installing the G-Floor graphic. Begin by removing all existing floor coverings. Sweep and clean the floor thoroughly. This will help ensure a smooth final surface. The floor must also be free of oils and chemicals because they can interfere with a good bond. Next, the concrete floor must be moisture tested before starting the installation. Better Life Technology recommends priming extremely porous floors. Please see the installation guide for more information on priming and moisture testing. To ensure a proper installation, you will need to make any repairs to your concrete floor prior to the installation. Make sure you fill any scratches, holes, expansion joints, and cracks with the recommended leveling compound in order to make the floor as smooth and level as possible. In addition, we recommend you use a gray floor patch instead of a white floor patch. White floor patch has been known to bleed through the G-Floor graphic material. After you've completed these steps, you're ready to start the installation. The first step is to maintain the material, adhesive, and job site at a temperature between 65 degrees Fahrenheit and 85 degrees Fahrenheit for 48 hours prior to the installation and during the installation. If the G-Floor graphic material has been stored at a cooler environment, it will need to be unrolled and allowed to acclimate to the room temperature overnight. Please inspect the material prior to installation. Any defects should be immediately reported to the place of purchase prior to installation. Better Life Technology will not be responsible for labor costs to repair or replace material with defects that were apparent before or noticed at the end of the installation. G-Floor graphic products are flexible and handle easily when cutting and fitting to your room. Use standard application practices when installing the floor. Plan your layout before you cut the material. Measure and square up the area to be installed. Take your time as you cut the material to help avoid costly mistakes. After you've matched the pattern and the material has been fit, lap back half of the sheet to expose the underfloor for the adhesive application. Be careful when you fold the material. Always fold the material in a wide radius to avoid sharp kinks and creases, which can cause damage to the product. It is very important not to use multi-purpose or VCT adhesive. Adhesive must be plasticizer migration resistant. Better Life Technology recommends WF Taylor 2091 TPS adhesive for use with the G-Floor graphic. When applying the adhesive, use a notched trowel, size 1/16 inch by 1/32 inch by 1/32 inch. If the notches are too large, they place too much adhesive, which can lead to trowel marks showing through the material. It can also leave excessive indentations. The trowel marks and indentations can cause swelling and buckling throughout the material. If the trowel notches are too small, the adhesive will not hold the flooring down. With the proper trowel, spread the adhesive over 100% of the exposed subfloor. Do not leave any gaps or puddles. Be sure to keep the trowel away from the vinyl backing to avoid scratches. Give the adhesive sufficient drying time. Follow the adhesive manufacturer instructions on drying time. After the appropriate amount of drying time, roll the sheet forward onto the adhesive to avoid trapping air. Do not drop the material onto the adhesive. Next, roll the G-Floor graphic with a 3-section 100-pound or heavier floor roller. Roll in both directions. For instructions on how to install and exterior floor, please see the installation guidelines. Heat welding is the process of heat fusing two sheets of resilient sheet vinyl flooring together at the seam. Using a grooving tool, groove the seam to a consistent depth of approximately 2/3 to the thickness of the floor or half the thickness of the welding thread, whichever is less. Take care not to groove completely through the backing layer. With a heat gun set between 350 degrees Fahrenheit and 400 degrees Fahrenheit, insert the welding thread into the standard speed nozzle as it comes into contact with the grooved seam. A properly executed heat weld seam offers impervious, reinforced seams recommended for high traffic areas. After allowing the thread to cool to room temperature, it may be trimmed and skived. If your product is embossed, the thread can only be skived to the top of the embossing. If you are going to do cold weld seams, please refer to the installation guide for complete instructions. After the installation is complete, keep traffic off the floor for at least 24 hours and heavy objects or rolling loads for 72 hours. Do not slide heavy appliances or furniture over the flooring. Please see the installation guide for additional information. When working with G-Floor Graphic, it is critical that you follow all the steps that were reviewed in this video. Everything you do impacts the final outcome of your G-Floor Graphic material and the installation process. We thank you for taking pride in your work and helping to ensure a successful installation and happy client.